You are about to see a college leftist scream and absolutely lose her mind as Charlie Kirk tears her a new one. Folks, I think you're going to enjoy it, so we're going to get right into it. But first, do me a big favor by liking our video and sharing it around so we can keep bringing you guys this great, hard-hitting content. As always, Patriots, I'm your host, Darian, and this is The Mainstream.
So why do you care so much about other individuals living their lives? Why is it affecting you? Do you have something up your ass or something?
Well, I could throw that right back at you. Why do you care so much about what I have to say?
Because you're affecting other people's rights. You're taking away people's choices. You are hurting people.
Oh, no.
Read the Constitution.
What rights am I taking away exactly?
You're trying to take away gender-affirming care for individuals. You are affecting abortion rights. You are hurting people.
Got it. So what is a woman?
What is a woman? It's what people identify as. It's a gender. Sex is different. Sex is different from gender.
So can anyone be a woman?
Yes.
At what point do you know you're looking at a woman?
Doesn't matter when you are looking at a woman. You don't have to look at a woman and immediately tell. Can you tell looking at a baby what gender they are without looking at their privates? Tell me that.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What about that baby is different?
But hold on. By the time they're 6 months old, you can actually tell a young boy tends to gravitate more towards balls and remotes.
That's because of gender affirming. That is convincing individuals at a young age. You are socializing, putting them in situations where they want certain different things. Let's look at... Thank you. So, let's say you were a little kid and your parents taught you to like pink. Let's actually look back in time. Pink actually used to be a male color instead of blue. In what world? Actually, in the 1920s.
So you say that I'm here to take people's rights away.
Yes.
That is your main contention.
Yes, because you are affecting the LGBT.
We are truly living in a generation of narcissistic American women, and it shows. If I had to venture to guess, this girl is a very, let's say she lives a very selfish lifestyle, or at least one that is oriented in that direction. Here's my unsolicited advice to women out there. Oh, I'm going to ruffle some feathers with this one. If you act like this, you are not worth marrying. Will you get married? The answer should be no, but perhaps they will to some kind of sucker or a beta male who's willing to put up with it. But guess what? That's going to go badly for both parties in the marriage, all right? He's going to be miserable because you'll make his life just terrible. And you're going to be miserable because the only man that's going to settle for something like that is a man who just doesn't have that much choice to start with. And that's probably not the man you want. So good luck with that. Good luck with that.
See, you are affecting women's rights. If I was pregnant, oh, wait, let's go back to this. Abortion is anything. If I had a cyst on my uterus, that would be considered an abortion. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Look at, okay, anything that is evolving the uterus.
Well, no, in order for it to be an abortion, it must be a human life.
No. Anything that is evolving the uterus and you have to get rid of it, it is considered abortion.
No, that's not how that's not how it works. So again, you say I'm here to take rights away.
Yes.
Do you agree life is a right?
I feel like if it's a clump of cells, then it's not alive.
No, but let's go back. Do you think every human being has a right to life?
Depending on how many weeks, but let's
hold on. Who's trying to take rights away? I want to protect the rights of all human beings. You call them a clump of cells. Who's trying to take rights away exactly?
So when is it a human being in your mind? When is it a human being in your mind?
Well, it's not even on my mind. Human development objectively begins at conception.
At conception. So even if I had a miscarriage, what are you going to say about that?
It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy?
Yes.
Okay, then let's talk about, like, what if it's affecting the woman or anybody who is pregnant in this situation? What if they're going to die and they have to get an abortion? That's the only way they're going to live. Are they going to be over?
Well, hold on. Just so we're clear, that's only a couple thousand cases a year.
No.
And so, yes, it is.
Have you seen how many individuals have already died because they haven't been able to get abortion care?
Abortion in the life of the mother can be put aside as something that needs to be considered. However, it's not always necessary. But let's talk about the main thing, because there's over 1.5 million abortions every single year that don't involve rape, incest, or life of the mother. 1.5 million.
Yes,
but let's just ask you a very simple question. When does human life begin?
When does human life, in my personal opinion, is going to start around the second trimester, a little more farther along. But let's get to this. Most individuals...
Personally, I'm really skeptical of the claim that abortion is ever necessary to protect the life or health of the mother. There are, of course, some cases where there's some kind of life-saving treatment the mother needs to take, and as a result, it unfortunately ends up in a loss of the baby. I can understand that, okay? But in terms of actually ending the baby's life with the whole gruesome, graphic process that abortion is, which definitely look into it if you don't know, I don't buy that. I really don't. And, you know, people are going to say, oh, you're a quack, you're anti-science, you're an idiot, you know, get all angry at you for saying that. Look, when you look at how much we get lied to by the so-called experts and the doctors and the scientists or whatever, and if you don't believe me, well, you obviously didn't live through March of 2020 and what happened after that. I'm not really at fault for being skeptical, okay? You can't really get mad at me or anybody else for that matter who expresses, hesitancy in adopting that belief, okay? I just don't have any reason to believe them. Sorry. If you want to prove it, prove it. Until then, I don't buy it.
Individuals that are having abortions are going to be mothers that cannot afford it. They usually have already 2 to 3 kids and a lot of time.
So it's acceptable to be able to murder your young if all of a sudden you don't have the money to support them. That you can murder your offspring if you're poor.
So in the first couple of weeks, even though it's still not fully developed, doesn't even have a heartbeat, doesn't even have
development
brain activity.
does not equal dignity. A human being is a human being regardless of the process of development that it is in. Period. And so who's trying to take rights away? I actually want more human beings to
Then
be
why
born.
are you affecting LGBT?
Well, hold on. We're talking. Let me finish on abortion. I want more human lives, which, by the way, hilariously, would be more women would be born because the right to life is paramount. You're trying to take rights away because you're okay with the murdering of little humans. Back to LGBT.
It's been going throughout history, though. Abortion has been a big thing
Oh,
for
yeah.
a long time, and it affects people, and it hurts people.
So has murder and slavery and child sacrifice.
That's completely different.
No, it is murder. Okay, so let me ask you a question then. Define what is murder.
What is murder?
Wow.
Are you going to be talking about first-degree murder, like homicide, like going and having
Sure.
the intent to kill a person, having the intent to kill somebody? But I'm
hold on.
not saying
So
a clump
human
of
being,
cells
right?
is but a clump of cells
Well,
is different.
hold on, time out. If it's a clump of cells, what species is it?
What species is
Yes.
it?
What species?
It depends. Whatever's going to be pregnant, whatever you're trying
species.
to abort.
Is it a Homo sapien, a crocodile, or a raccoon? Which one is it? What
We're
species
Homo
is it?
sapiens
Oh,
in this
wait,
sense,
so
I'm
if it's a
hoping.
human clump of cells, then it's a human life deserving of human rights.
It's a classic instance of a pro-abortion person trying to suggest that, a baby is not a baby. A human is not a human. They want to dehumanize. And as I mentioned earlier, it is rooted in complete and absolute selfishness. No regard for anybody else but themselves. In this case, this lady, she is the only person in the picture. There's nobody else. Forget the life that she's creating. Well, the life, it's not even a life. It's not even a human. It's just a clump of cells after all.
And the first right is life. And so you could call it a clump of cells, which is dehumanizing language, but I'll go back to this. Ironically, you're the one that is actually intruding on human rights. We're the one protecting human rights.
But you're trying to get rid of the options so people can have rights to their own body.
Hold
If
on,
someone does
time
not want
out.
to have a child, they should not be forced to.
If the-
Oh, wait. If we're going to be doing this, then what are you going to do about the children in the systems that have been being assaulted, that are being hurted? Put more money into the system so people can actually get adopted, or actually other things like that.
Again, none of that is relevant.
No,
to
because
the,
you want more
no.
babies to be born. What about people that can't afford
Again,
them? They have to go into systems.
How many people are on the adoption waiting list?
Yeah, well, I know how many kids actually get adopted.
2
How many
million
kids
people-
that go
2
into
million
systems
people
or are being
are on the
fostered, that
adoption
get
waiting
assaulted,
list.
that get hurt? Are you going to be helping those children that get f***ed over by this system?
So there are 2 million people on the adoption waiting list. There are 1 million abortions every year. There are twice as many people that want to adopt than discarded children every single year. Now, I have to go back to a fundamental question, though, which I think is very important. Human development objectively begins at conception. You say it's around 2 trimesters. Can we agree that every human being, once your DNA is formed, you should have the right to life, the right to live the life the way you want to live it? Can we agree on that?
How many weeks are we saying?
No, I say, again, once we
So,
can
like,
acknowledge...
once the sperm is inside the egg?
Correct, yeah.
No.
Well,
Once the sperm is inside the egg in the first, couple of days? No.
Well, okay, but let's go through that. Isn't that when your DNA was formed?
Yeah.
But then aren't you fundamentally at its core, you are, the DNA is your blueprint for your life. That's who you are. It's a unique marker.
It's my DNA, yeah.
Yes, so if it's not your DNA, why is it your choice?
Why is it my choice?
Yes, if it's not your DNA, why do you have a choice to eliminate it? I don't
It's
have...
up to the individual that is having them inside of it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
their
So-
body. I don't care if it is like a few weeks because that is not a human
Got it.
being's
So
life yet. Because
outside-
that
You can easily extend that logic to justify so many wicked things. A very similar and parallel example. Well, you know, this 1-year-old baby, it's in my house, all right? It's inside my house. He's affecting my life. You know, it can't feed himself. You know, he's dependent on me. So, hey, if I want to, you know, get rid of the little guy, so be it. What's the biggie? You know, my baby, my choice. All right, my house, my home. I'm a homebody, my choice. Ridiculous.
Side of rape.
that individual
let's
cannot
go-
survive
Got it.
without the mother or who is
okay.
ever pregnant.
let's-
Therefore,
Again, so let's get down to this because I think it's very important and a good way to end this question, which is outside of rape, how did the woman get pregnant?
outside of so we're not going to be talking about
Well,
incest or other individuals like
rape
that
and-
because incest is not only just
So,
rape
hold
or
on.
other situations.
How about if I
Or
say?
let's talk
how
about how,
if
like,
I say?
eggs that get mixed up in
How about
clinics.
if I
How
say?
about that?
How about if I say I'm okay with abortion for rape, incest, and life of the mother? Let's make it illegal in the other circumstances. Would you
How
agree?
are we going to be able to term that all the time, though? Because what
well,
if it wasn't consensual? What if the
first of
individual
all-
was drunk,
first of all,
but they're
you
married?
can report
Let's say
rape
they're
as a
married
crime.
and they got
You can get a rape. Again, you keep on interrupting me, but you
I
can
am.
report rape as a crime. You can also do a blood test to find out if it's incest. But 99.9% of all abortions are not rape and not incest and not life of the mother. How did that woman get pregnant in those certain situations? Did she just walk through campus and it just appeared and all of a sudden a baby is in her uterus? Or did she do something to decide to potentially have a child?
But
Oh,
also
okay.
contraceptives sometimes don't always
Got
work.
it. So, but hold on a second. Shouldn't you take responsibility for your orgasms?
I don't think most men can make me. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, again, outside of that statement, I'm not even sure how to take that, to be honest.
You brought up orgasms.
Okay.
Gross. I mean, it's just truly nasty. And I'm going to say it because people say, oh, you're not allowed to judge people. Let them live their own life. Actually, I am allowed to judge them. You ever heard of the First Amendment of the United States Constitution? Oh, fancy that. So they can do what they want, yes, and I will judge them. But there are certain things that they do that we should ban. Abortion is a very obvious one.
Okay. Shouldn't you take responsibility for the sex that you have?
I mean, if I was wanting to have a child and my contraceptives, I didn't use any contraceptives and I wanted to get pregnant, sure, I'm taking responsibility for that life because I wanted that life. But let's say I was having sex and my contraceptives didn't work and I got the chance of getting pregnant. I am not having that child.
So, but you still decided to have sex.
Yeah.
And again, our opinion, when you go and decide,
okay.
having sex is not something you need to survive. It's not like showering or eating or shelter. You can live without having sex. You can have a little bit of self-control. If you decide to go have sex, you should understand you play certain games, you win certain prizes, which might be another human life. And it is the
I don't want to have another child, though.
Hold on a second. Then don't go have sex.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so you understand how narcissistic that is, that I want to keep on having fun, and if I have a human being and oopsie daisy, I'm going to eliminate that other human being because I don't want to have the human being, but I want to keep on having free sex. How is that not the most narcissistic worldview that one can possibly espouse?
It's narcissistic that I want to have sex with another consenting individual just because I don't want to have children. I feel like a lot of people in the world have sex. I think a lot of people make money off of having sex, and they don't want to have children. I feel like it is something that everybody do. A lot of people have sex just for pleasure.
Just because a lot of people do it does not make it right, number one. Number two, again, fundamentally, your view is I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and
I have a question.
If it creates another human being, so be it. Sure.
Do you have sex just to have a baby every single time then? Or are you doing it for pleasure?
I am married and we have 2 kids. So
Yeah,
we're pretty
but
good at
are
it.
you
So,
having?
like,
I'm assuming that you have had sex more than twice in your life,
again,
not just
I'm not
to
gonna
have the babies.
give you an inside look into my sex life, but
But you're doing it for pleasure, not just to have kids.
Well, again, we actually always do it with God's trust that if we get kids, it's a blessing, okay? And we do it in the marital context. Again,
You also are.
She is just gunning for an angle and is coming up dry every time. Yeah, it's truly something.
In a position where you can afford to have children. You are in a position where you are not the lower class.
How about this? How about we have the maturity and the sophistication? Again, you keep on using words children and baby. Let me ask you a question. When someone is celebrating a pregnancy, do they call it a clump of cell shower or a baby shower?
That's also also when it's
Good
already
question.
been past those weeks.
Oh, so it magically gets pixie dust. You're a human being now.
No, because it develops.
Oh, exactly, because it's all around the spectrum of human development, and human development starts at conception.
Yeah, is it going to be completely developed at the first week? No. So
You're
it's
not
it's
completely
still-
developed right now. A lot of people
Yeah, I'm
aren't
not gonna be
completely
complete-
developed. I mean,
you're never gonna be
but I
completely
mean that.
developed.
It's like you are not completely developed at age 30 or 40. The spectrum of human development keeps on going when you go deep and deep into your life. The question is the most important question: when does that journey begin? That journey begin. Like, when did your process of development begin?
My process of development?
Yes. Yeah.
The question is not when, but did it begin? Very important.
At conception. Every person in this audience,
Easy to
your
map.
life started at conception. And your own DNA, from your eye color to your hair color to your height, from your likes and your dislikes, whether you're an introvert, you're an extrovert, all of that was coded into your deoxyribonucleic acid at the moment that you were a zygote. And so that human deserves constitutional and human rights. And again, you came up here with the accusation saying, I am here taking away people's rights.
You are.
Again. So
You are affecting
And-
LGBT rights
right,
and
so
abortion rights. You are affecting individuals that can't always speak for themselves.
got it. So again, I think we have gone through this plenty of times. I want to get to the next question.
Okay.
But maybe we can get to some.
I'll burn it.
You'll burn it. Okay. Maybe we can get to some approximation of an agreement. Can we agree?
No.
Can we agree on? I will pray for you this Holy Week. Thank you for your time.
Please don't ever pray for me.
That's demonic energy right there. Don't ever pray for me. I've actually heard people do that in real life before, and you can just see like the devil come out in them. Truly disturbing. Also, real quick, LGBT rights. What even is that? Okay, there are rights for humans and Americans in our Constitution, and more importantly, the rights given us by God. That's it. There's no lesbian rights, gay rights, bisexual rights, transgender rights. No, we're just humans. Okay? Enough of this garbage. With all that being said, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. As always, folks, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and also comment. Let us know what you liked and what kind of stuff you want to see in the future, and we will see you again soon. God bless.